What is the goddamn deal, YouTube? It is, of course, your boy Vuhlandes, and we are on the east side of Detroit by myself. I got it on me, though, so don't worry about that. I'm about to go back to the crib and talk to y'all about shooting. Well, not shooting, but how to get your digital photos to look kind of like film photos. I'm out here right now taking some pictures from my book, so I'm just riding around the east side and just trying to get some shit. For that, I got some shit over here I'll show y'all. This little scene over there. About to take a picture of that real quick, and then just keep riding around, get some more photos of some more stuff, and just see how that goes. But I'm about to go back to the crib and just show y'all a little bit more about how I go about using my Fuji camera to get kind of the film look. Like I said earlier, it's not gonna be exact because it's not film, but we're gonna try to get it as close as possible. But for now, I'm about to get a picture of this real quick and be on about my way. Try to get close to that shit without like it being weird, because I gotta like walk up on somebody's fucking house. But this is probably like they land too. Definitely don't want to walk up on someone's house like with a camera just looking all weird and shit in Detroit on the east side. So we're gonna try to do this as discreet and not as disrespectful as possible. So be right back. What up, though? What's the deal? I said, what's the deal? Just these cars? They look sweet. Oh, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, none. Yeah, my bad, bro. That ain't his damn house. Ain't it funny? I feel it, though. Boy, it is nasty out here, I'll tell you that much. I'm about to take a picture of this real quick. Love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's nasty out here, though. I think I'm finna go to the crib. My camera super wet. Yeah, it's time to go home now. I've been out here long enough. Okay, so now we are back at the crib, and we're probably just going to hop straight into Lightroom and get started with trying to get these photos to feel and look like film photos. For the people who take things way too serious, I know film photos can never actually be the exact same as actual film. But the thing I do like about Fujifilm cameras, at least in my experience shooting with digital cameras, using this camera is the closest I've come to having my digital photos look and feel like film photos. I think the most important part with film photos is that they feel like film photos, and you get a different feeling when looking at them compared to like a digital image where it just seems new and I don't know what to call it, just clean, no mistake. Like, I don't know, film has this way of making you feel more in the moment. The colors are more just real, I guess. Everything feels more authentic when you look at film photos for some reason. So before we get started, there is a blog called Fuji X Weekly. It is a blog ran by a guy named Richie Roche. I believe that is his name, and he does have film simulation recipes, not even just Fujifilm recipes, but any type of film recipe you could think of, he has made them for these cameras. So, but for my way of getting my digital photos to look like film photos is more of just using presets that I made and a little bit of editing in Lightroom. So let's just hop straight over to Lightroom and get started with some of these photos. Also, do want to point out that these images are JPEGs, they're not RAW. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, he shoots JPEG. Oh my God, he's not a real photographer. But I never shot JPEGs until I started shooting with this Fuji camera, because their JPEGs are honestly the nicest JPEGs of all time. I don't think no other camera JPEGs can come close to Fujifilm's JPEGs, bro. But I shoot JPEG on Fuji. I was shooting RAW, but the JPEGs just look way better to me. Like, I started off shooting RAW, but I really think the JPEGs look
10 times better in my opinion. But these are the presets we're going to be using. My presets that I made, I will have them linked down below in the description if you want to check them out and use them yourself. But I have one called Film Feel, and that's pretty much the out of all my presets, that's the one I use the most. So anyway, enough talking, let's just get straight into editing a photo. Let's start with this one first. So for this, the first thing I like to do with all my photos, regardless of what I shot it on, is kind of fix like the just like how it's distorted a little bit, especially because I shot it with this 24mm. It just distorts everything. Then I come in and I crop it, because all of this is going to give us the feeling that we're looking for. So we don't want anything that looks too digital. You know what I'm saying? I also try to edit on a white background and not have my photo zoomed all the way in. So I zoom it out just a little bit, just because that's how I like for it to, you know, look. But anyway, we're going to start with the preset. And to me, already just right off the bat, this already looks and feels like a film photo. But we're going to do a few other things to get it to, you know, look a little bit better. So we're going to bring these highlights up. I like to add a little bit of contrast. 25. Get that mood going a little bit. Bring these shadows down. Fix these darks up a little bit. And sorry if I don't like talk through this whole thing, but I try to when I be focusing, Now these colors are very important, because it's literally what's gonna make your photo feel like a film photo. Because if you do some crazy colors that nobody has ever seen before, like this, clearly nobody's gonna believe that it was shot on film. Even though you're not trying to get people to believe that it was shot on film, you're just trying to get that kind of feeling and look. Her skin tones, bring it more towards the red, because I feel like that's for all the film that I shoot, that's usually what the skin tones look like, whether it's portrait or Lomo. And then down here with the shadows, I feel like this type of stuff is like what makes film photos, like the colors, that's what's in the shadows and within the highlights. That's what like make film photos feel like film photos. So I'm gonna make this a little like that. This is already where I want it to be. And then clearly down here, the grain, because you don't want things to be very like super clean. And even though some film photos I've seen people take, even some of mine have been very clean and no scratches, no grain. I mean, there's a grain in everything, but it's not very prevalent. So yeah. But anyway, to me, this photo would be done to me, because it looks, and it kind of gives you that film feeling. Now that's the thing we're going for. We're not trying to make it like pass it off as film, like post it and be like, yeah, this is a film photo, but we are trying to get it as close to looking and feeling that way as possible. And I could compare this to a photo that I did take with film and just see how that looks. And to me, it looks fairly close. It's clearly not there, because the Lomo it has so many characteristics that can't be kind of recreated. It has like a lot of fade, low key, that, you know, this just doesn't have. But all in all, I think it looks good. I like some of these other ones, but honestly, I use the film one more often than not. For this, clearly gonna bring up these. I'm gonna come straight down. I be all over the place when I'm editing too. Like when I look at stuff, I'll be like, that needs to be fixed. So I go straight to that. So for me, this orange needs to be fixed. It needs to be more vibrant. This green needs to be more vibrant. Then I can also bring up saturation, but low key too much. Highlights. Yeah, there you go. Then if you come down, luminance and the blues, also make the blue. Yeah, man. See, This already looks good to me. I'm low key, a lot of things looking like film and feeling like film is like trying to take this digital edge off. So a lot of the time I would bring the clarity down just to make the image a little bit softer, and also the noise reduction makes the image softer. I know I brought the sharpening up, but I'm gonna take it out of this one because, like I said, I'm trying to make it feel a little bit less as digital, and all that digital sharpening is just, sometimes it just kills me because it's like clearly this is digital because of that. But taking that out, and for me this photo would be done edited. I edited it kind of fast, but to me it looks good, so I'd be done with it. I low-key dropped some of these photos from Florida on my Twitter, saying that it looked like film. A lot of people were like, holy shit, that's not film, and I'm like, nah, it is not, but it looks like it, doesn't it? Let's just edit one more photo for the sake of editing a photo. To see that already looked good to me. This kind of looks like, I don't even know what, it kind of could pass for some portrait, not portrait, but Pro 400H in my opinion. Like that's how the Pro 400H colors be, in my opinion. They be looking just like this. Get that blue a little bit more saturated and a little bit lighter than this orange, a little bit more saturated and a little bit lighter. Gotta be careful because the orange affects his skin tones and it affects this wall and stuff over here. Bring down these shadows a little bit. Kind of looks like, you know, we overexposed it, even though we did not, in camera at least. But you know, add some noise reduction, take some of the sharpening down, add some negative clarity. And yeah, man, that looks good to me off the bat. Let me see. We'll add something to the shadows. Yeah, like something like that. But bring it down, just very subtle. Like that's the thing with film, a lot of the stuff is very subtle, like those colors and stuff like that. So I try to be subtle within some of these photos too when I take photos with my digital camera. And for me, this photo would be done and I would be done with it. Like I said, this is very quick because I use a preset. It's nothing too complicated, at least for me. I made this preset when I first got my Fuji camera because I was trying to find like colors that I liked, and I was trying to find things that I liked within these photos and making these photos. So I made this preset and I've been using it on all of my Fuji photos that I've taken ever since I started using a Fuji camera, and they look very good to me. Has that filmic feel, has like the film look just a little bit. Like I know, like I said, it's not going to be exact, it's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be film. So it's just something for me that makes me feel good about my digital photos, because I can use them alongside of my film photos without it looking too off or too different. So for me, this works for me, and this is what I like to do. Also, my film presets, well, not film presets, but just presets are linked down in the description below if you do want to check them out yourself. That's probably going to wrap it up for me. I don't know how long this video is. Hopefully it's not too long, and hopefully it's not too drawn out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, then I'm not talking to you because you already did what you had to do. A lot of things going on this week. Hopefully you guys like some of the videos. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the podcast, but it's going to wrap it up for me. Let's get out of here and let's go do some shit. Notified.